our feet together. We're going to open out our toes and our heels, and then we're shoulder width apart. Spread the toes a little wider though, and breathe. We're going to press down into the mat. Want your legs to tighten. Our tailbone drops a little bit. We pull in, draw in through that front tummy. We're lengthening taller through the crown. Stay there at that height. Breathe out. Let's go again. Push down deeper into the mat. There's always more tightening we can do. Tighten the thigh, squeezing the bottom. Drawing in through that tummy and take that strength up into height, long through the crown, and hold that height so we let our shoulders drop. Focus on shoulders. We're going to round and down. Keeping the legs feeling active. I'm going to warm up these shoulders. Around and down. Give me one more. Roll. Then we're going to take fingertips to our shoulders and go elbow circles. So just deepening that stretch into the shoulders. Again. And give me one more. Round and down. We're going to go both arms long up to the ceiling. Pause here and scrunch the wrists. We're going to wriggle the rib cage side to side. And then take the hands down the back. I'm going to do that one more time. Coming up nice and tall. Scrunch. Wriggle. And then down to the back. Well done. So we're going to come and slide our hands into our knees. Good chance here to check in your alignment. So we like to think of our training track alignment. We've got parallel sides. Often there's a knee that drifts or a foot that twists. This is your chance to reset that alignment and be aware, especially after a little break, be aware of any tendencies are. So we're just going to use a good grip on our knees here. So we're holding this position. We're going to go into a cat. We're going to lower the head, pulling in the rib cage, pulling in the tummy, rounding the tailbone under. And then we're going to come out into cow. You're going to send your tail out, come through with your tummy and your rib cage. Shoulders are low. You'll never feel like you've done it, like you've just got there. So if you can keep tweaking, keep turning. Round into cat. Lower the head, pulling in the rib cage and the tummy. Rounding. And out. Tailbone out, tummy through, ribs through, long through the back of the neck. One more each side here. Rounding. Scooping in through the ribs and the tummy. Tuck your tail under. And last one into cow. Tail up. Tummy through. Rib cage. Well done. And then we're going to slide those hands all the way up again. Little shoulder roll at the top. We're going to kick off with those squats. So we're going to start with our hands together. We're going to lower down, keeping this alignment here. We're just going to press back those hands as we come up. Lower and up. Well done. Using our hands, we're going to open out the front of the chest. So we're lower, up, three, 2, 1. First set done. Easy peasy. We're going to have our hands in the front here. We're going to lower, and we're going to go opposite elbow to knee. Lower, opposites. So just lower as much as you feel comfortable to get up. And especially with these ones that we add in that little balance change. We've got 2 to go. Well done. Next one. We're going to go a little wider with our feet. Toes are turned out. And we're going to ensure that our knees are going wide out over the big toe, maybe even that second toe. Okay? We can go hands on hips for this. We're going to send the knees wide. We're going to come pop up into standing. Bend and straighten. Bend. Done. 4. 3. And 1. And from here we're going to take it into a side lunge. We're going to turn and face one way of your mat. Make sure you're not in a skinny line. We've got one foot out near the outside edge of the mat and the other foot out near this side of the mat. Well done. Hello. We're going to lower our knees. All you do is bend your knees. You're welcome to come all the way down, but any distance is absolutely fine because you've got to get back up again, straighten the legs. Lowering down high, And up. We're back into our 100 squat challenge.
Oh, good on it.
Lower and up. Lower and up. So if you prefer hands wider for balance, you're welcome to. Hands on hips is also good. So if you feel most controlled, always spot a spot to help you with the balance too can be useful. Well done. Changing the leading leg, other leg behind. Set yourself up for some good balance. Making sure there's that little gap between the feet. Okay, we're ready. We're going to lower and up. Bending the legs and straighten. Bend, straighten. 2. Last 2. You're halfway through. Doesn't take long, does it? Wriggle your legs back in. Okay, back into our train track alignment once again. This time, we're going to lower down and we're going to press back with one leg. Now, if you need it for balance, toe can be on floor or a little kick behind is what we're aiming for. So it's lowering down and pop up kicking behind. Lower, kick, lower, kick, kick. Last 2. Well done. We're going to take them more into a balance. Want our hands to come back in the front once again. We're going to lower down. This time, rise onto those toes. Squeeze your glutes. Hold your balance. And lower. Well done. Push back onto the toes. We don't have to be right up. Even just weight onto those toes. It's going to give us that little balance challenge and the chance for our body to have to save us. So we want to find those glutes. Yet again, thinking nice and wide open across the front of the chest, reaching back with those arms. So we're activating through that posterior chain, working from between the shoulders, those glutes. Calves are on because we're off the heels. Well done. This time, back to hands on hips. We lower, we kick out to the side. Lower, other side. Well done. 3, 2, and our very last one. Well done. We're going to come up in front, so we're slowing it down. If you feel wobbly today, you can always stand onto this harder floor. We're going to lower down. As we come back up, you're going to pop one knee up. We're going to hold our balance, try to straighten in front. Bend it and lower down. So we pop up, reach, bend, and lower. Pop, reach, bend, lower. Pop, reach, bend, and lower. Pop, reach, bend, lower. Pop, reach, bend, pop, reach, bend. We've only got one more because we've got one sneaky extra exercise that we're going to do. So again, you've got a choice of being on the mat or not. We're going to do quarter turns. If your knees aren't up to it, it's going to look like a quarter turn. You can otherwise go a step, all right? But it's going to get our vestibular system muddled up, which is an awesome way to challenge our balance too. So if you're ready, quarter turn, quarter turn, quarter turn, quarter turn. The other way. 1, 2, and use the arms for a little bit of oomph. 2, and got one more, which is why we did 8. This is our 12, 2, 3, and 4. Well done, smashed it out. That's a good way to warm up though, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. We'll bring our feet to the back end of the mat. Do we need the windows cracked a little more? We're doing all right. Alrighty, I want you to lift up those arms to the ceiling. Just give yourself a little bit of sway, foot to foot, and just seeing if you can get those arms a little higher up for me. Now breathing in, and we're going to roll down. Arms come first, rounding the rest of the body. The arms are going to hang as we curl and peel forward, rounding down. I'm going to soften these knees down. We're going to do 4 walks with our hands. We're going to place it out 1, 2, and then level it out. 3, 4. Then we're going to come back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and rolling back up. So tailbone down, straightening the legs, and then stack the spine like a Lego tower block by block by block. Up we come, reaching up. Big breath in. Our last roll down, and we're going to stay low. Rounding forward. And the arms hang, and we follow those arms down, peeling towards the floor. Block by block by block. I'm going to soften those knees down. Stay down here. We've got 4 stamps. 1, 2, level out. 3, 4. Back in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out we go again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And from here we're going to come down onto all fours. Well done. We're going to let our toes long at the back. Shoulders are nice and low. And if we think about our 4-point kneeling, we're stacked very much like a table. Our hands are under our shoulders and our knees are under our hips. Well done. As we did the cat and cow in standing, we're going to do the cat and cow here because it changes that movement in the spine. So we're going to lower the head, push through the floor to tuck in the rib cage and tuck in the tummy, tuck under the tailbone, and never feel again that you're finished. So keep pushing through those hands. Keep reaching up through that spine, and then out into cow, tailbone out, tummy through, ribs through, shoulders low and long through the back of the neck. We're going to come back into cat. We're going to do 1 more each way, and we're going to add in a breath. So coming into cat, arching the spine, tucking the tail. Now stay here with me for a full breath in and out. And then slide through to cow. Tail out, tummy through, ribs forward, shoulders low, and breathing again. And breathing out. And we're going to neutral that spine. So we're back into that midpoint between the two and a good strong table. Sliding one hand forward to the front of the mat. Follow it forward. That's a lovely big back stroke. We follow those fingers all the way to the back of the room. Twice more of that circle. This arm, slide forward. Follow it, follow it, follow it all the way to the back. Again, slide it forward. Follow, follow, follow all the way to the back, and we'll change sides. Other arm, sliding forward. Follow it round, around, around, around. And again, reaching forward, up and back. 1 more, lovely big circle. And to the back. And back down. Well done. Pick 1 leg, doesn't matter which one, and the opposite arm. We're going to lift off the floor. We're going to lower down, tap the floor. Lift off the floor. Lower and come back in. I'm going to change sides. So slide up the opposite. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. And slide in to change. Slide the opposite. 2 lifts. And lift. And in. Slide. Reaching out. Left. Tap. Left. Again, slide. This is a really lovely way to warm up these hips. I know we've done our squats. And in 1 more set, slide it out. Lift. And lift. And in. Well done. We'll relieve the wrists a little bit. Come down onto your elbows. Well done. We're going to play a little bit of a strength game. We're coming out into our high planks. We're going to roll over 1 foot and push back with the heel. And just roll over the other foot and push back with the heel. And then bringing 1 knee back in and the other knee back in. Pause here. So what we rely on is a really good arm triangle here. Good strength exercise for our shoulders. So we're going to slide over 1 foot and slide over the other foot. and in, and in. Repeat. Slide out, and out, and in. Keep the strong elbow triangle for once more, and out, and in, and in. Well done. Reaching back through those hips. Give yourself a little roll through those hands. Lovely work indeed. Back we come up onto all fours for me. Well done. We're okay with our hands and wrists here. I tend to break it up with a bit at the front of the class and a bit more at the tail end of the class. Done. Okay, we're going to take one leg up behind us. We're going to give ourselves a nice little side balance. We'll think of this as turning the dial. Your toe is pointed down. We're going to turn the dial up. So we're going to turn that leg, turning the foot towards the ceiling. That's going to start to twist you, and you're going to come up onto those fingers. We're coming into a side opening. So you can feel those toes are pointed a little bit more to the side now. We're going to see if we're able to take that hand off and take that hand up to the ceiling. Now everything's working. Keep long through that leg, keeping long through those fingers, and then coming in for a nice soft landing. Well done. Other side. Turning up the dial ensures we find those glutes pretty quickly. So we're going to turn the dial. That starts to turn our whole body. Getting up onto those fingertips, we're turning the dial, and never feel like that dial is on full volume. I want you to keep feeling, can I turn the dial more? You're directly going to feel that into the glute. And then coming in for a soft landing. Let's do one more each side. Slide out that leg, turn the dial, turning it up, turn it up, turn it up, more, more, more. Reaching tall, long through the foot. Lovely job. Coming on in. One last one. Leg lock. Turning the dial. Keep turning that foot. Lovely long through the arm and the leg. Reaching out from your center. And in for that soft landing. Well done indeed. Okay, one last exercise while we're here. We're going to reach back again. This softens the back. Allows a little bit of recovery for your low tummy. But this is also our new starting position. So spread the fingers out nice and wide for me. We're going to feel a bit like a cat, all right? The cat's about to pounce out, and as we rise up, we're going to reach out with our opposites. And you've got to hold and catch your balance there. Sometimes you can feel a little tippy, but we have to use those deep postural muscles to save your balance, and then we claw back on into pounce position. The other opposites, up and launch and catch. Hold your balance. So you're recruiting, you're tapping into your fast twitch fibers, stabilizing and holding with your slower twitch fibers. So challenge yourself, popping up, reach, hold, and then slowly coming in. Reaching up, pop, hold, and slowly coming in. We've got one more each side. Up, reach, hold, and slowly coming in. Last one, and go. Up, hold your balance. Well saved. And in. Well done. From here, we're going to come over onto all, while sitting. Come on, sit up on your bottoms. We're going to use our hands on our knees. Doesn't matter which way you're facing for this one. The key two things here. One, feet are flat. That's what happens when we lift our big toes, our hip flexors get a bit grippy. So we do want to make sure that our feet are flat on the floor. Use your hands on your knees here. Just give yourself a little bit of a wriggle. A little bit of a release, especially for first class back. We need to loosen ourselves up and find all that nice spinal movement again. So we're going to hold here, pulling ourselves nice and through, lifting through the breastbone, lifting through the crown. Use your tummy, drawing in that low tummy, tightening our belt to stay here, seeing if we can hold this position of height by taking the hands off. Well done. And if you start to feel yourself shrinking back and losing that strength in the tummy, we can use some assistance through our hands here anytime during this exercise. We're going to roll back off the sitting bones, rounding forwards. We'll come into a capital C shape with the back, just to the point that our hands are at the front of the knees. From here, pulling through that lower tummy to lift ourselves through and up. So we're rounding back off the sitting bones. rounding back, keeping those feet flat. And forward, pulling through the tummy muscles up. And nice and tall through the crown. Twice more, rounding off the sitting bones. Scooping in that lower tummy. And forward and lifting through the crown. One more here. Pulling back. Round. And then forward. And lifting tall, hands do come to the front of knees now. So you can do feather touch or a lot of help. So you can choose where we go. We're going to round it back, scooping in through the low tummy. We're going to hold here. This gives us a good placing. So we take one arm by the ear. Our goal is nothing else is moving. Other single arm by the ear. And you're going to have a go if you wish, keeping that nice zipped in, scooped in tummy, both arms. And in, and then come forward and lifting tall. Well done. Exhale, rounding back, hold, single arm. Switch, single arm, switch, and double, and in, and forward, and up. Last two, rounding, hold, single arm, and single, and in, double, and in, forward, and lifting to our last one, team, rounding back, holding that position, single arm, and single. Give me a double to finish. Left and in, forward and up. Well done. We're going to slide those hands into the back of the thigh. We're going to use them to help us roll down very slowly. Rounding down. Lovely and slow. All the way to the mat. And we're down. Well done. We'll give ourselves a little wriggle. Bring ourselves wriggling like a worm into the middle of the mat. And we'll set ourselves up for some good placement. Handy if you can reach the arms past your head to give yourself enough space to be able to reach long. Well done. Positioning wise, we're lovely and long through the back of the neck. So I tend to lift my head up and allow my neck to lengthen and my view to head towards the ceiling. Tuck my shoulder blades underneath so I'm nice and open wide across the chest. And I lift my hips up and place them down again closer to my heels. So I want to find length of my spine right from the very start. So lift up, place down closer to the heels. Well done. You're going to place your hands on your headlights, the front of the hips, and make sure they feel even and level. Like get a cup of tea resting across the top there. We're going to make sure that we don't wobble it off. We're going to begin here by looping our hands together. We're going to take our hands behind our head. That gives us some lovely support for our head and neck to get started. So take a breath in to prepare. On the exhale, we're going to curl forward, sliding the ribcage down into the tummy, looking down between your legs, and then lowering down slowly. Repeating that. Exhale, curling forward, lovely and slow, and just as important as the lowering down, that eccentric length. Twice more, just the same. Curl. And lowering down. Once more. Curl, sliding the ribs into those deep abdominals. Well done. This time, because I teach in layers, there is always a layer. This time we're curling up. Pause at the top for me. Release the hands, tapping to the side of the knee. Place the hands back behind the head. And lowering down, 3 more. Curling forward, hold, reach the hands long. Place the hands back and lowering down. Again, curl, reach, back, and one last one. Curl, reach, back, and lower. Well done. I'm going to keep your hands here. What's tempting here is to roll around through those hips because we don't have our hands beside us for some side support. We're simply going to lift one leg into what's called our tabletop position and lower it down. And the other leg up into tabletop and lower. With the little cushion of the fingers behind the head, you may be able to see, or get a bit of a view down your nose as to what your legs are doing. You want them to keep their train track lines coming up and lower. So they're holding that parallel line. And lift and lower. Lift and lower. Give me 2 more. And lower. Lift and lower. Lovely. You're going to wriggle your feet together for me. We're going to open both knees out to the side. And then we're going to close both knees back together again. Again, we're looking for equal speed, equal distance, and in and close. Something that's common here is you have a bossy leg, a leg that leads the way all the time. So we're just trying to make the body balance, so getting equal speed, equal distance. This time as we open the knees, we're going to hold them open. I want you to give a big squeeze to the glutes at the back. It'll just add a little deeper extra stretch into the front of the hips. Squeezing your bottom. And then close the knees back up. We'll just do one more of those. So we're going to open the knees out, pause, and then squeeze the bottom. Release and in. With our feet still together on the mat, giving ourselves our extra balance challenge to take one leg up to tabletop. Now the leg weighs a lot more up here than opening on the floor. We're going to have a go opening one knee out to the side and back in. We think about that cup of tea resting on our headlights. That's what you want to protect. You want to make sure that you're not following that leg and rolling off the mat. So we're just opening that knee a little bit to the side and back in. So focusing across the hips, making sure that our pelvis is still super glued to the mat. Think about that hot cup of tea or coffee, whichever is most precious. Three more to this side. Well done. Let's have a go with the other side. No two sides always match. So just start with opening a little way, see how it feels. You'll get some guidance to what's happening at your hips if your arms start to wriggle to try to save you. Last ones here. Protect your cup of tea. Well done indeed. Place the hand down and place the legs down. Let's open up the front of the body. Give that a nice little stretch out after those exercises, and also activate the back of the body by coming into some bridging. So, back into our parallel train jacks. We need to make sure that we can feel our feet on the mat. Just relaxing the arms beside you. We're going to do a simple flat back lift up into bridging. So we're going to lift the hips off the floor, squeezing the bottom up at the top, and then we're going to tap the hips back down to the floor. Up again, squeeze, lift, and lower. Twice more, squeeze, and lower, and squeeze, and lower. For the next 4, I want us to roll up but flat back, lower down. So we're going to tuck our tailbone under, and we're lifting up the spine from the floor, one block at a time, and lower straight back down. Rolling up, tucking your tail, block by block, up we rise, and lower the hips. Twice more, tucking under. Up we roll and lower. Last one. Tucking under. Block by block by block. We lift and lower. Now for the reverse of that, I'm going to get us to take our hands to ceiling. So it feels lovely as we roll down. So we start with our flat back lift up, but we roll the spine down. So block by block. You have to bend that spine. Using some deep tummy control here in order to lower back to the floor. Once again, flat back, we lift up, but we're rolling down block by block by block, by block. Wonderful work. Twice more. Lift. Rolling down, immobilizing the spine, bending it where it's tight, controlling it where it's loose. Again, up, rolling down. And one last one. Up we go, and rolling down, block by block, by block, by block. Curl those knees in for me, give them a big hug. And tight like a ball. You can give yourself a little wobble side to side and just loosen your mat, loosen your body against the mat, except for a little massage. We're going to stay curled in like this, and you might notice that lower back is rested down onto the mat and we're connected here. Let's go with our right side, right arm and right leg. We're going to open with the same side, reaching away and come back in. Same side. Right side, arm and leg, stretching down long through the length of the mat and back in. Right side and 4 to go. Right side and 2 and 1. Changing sides. The left side gets its chance, reaching away and in. Reach and in. The rest of the body is holding a strong position. It's not wriggling. It's stabilizing us as we move the left side. On to our last ones. 3, 2, and 1. Well done. We're going to keep our legs curled in like this. They can come a little bit more out to that tabletop. Can we loop our fingers behind our head one more time? And we're coming up to a little bit of our crisscross. Can we bring one elbow to one knee, crossing the body, switch at the top to the other knee, and then lower the head back down for a breath in. Exhale, opposite elbow to knee, cross across the top, and lower the head down and take a breath. Up and over, cross at the top, and lower down. Up and over, cross at the top, and lower down. Again, once more please. Up and over, cross at the top, and down. Well done. We're going to lower those feet back down. Our hands can rest on our headlights again and give me a nice breath in. Well done. So we're just going to simply take one leg to tabletop and lower it. Other leg to tabletop and lower it. This is our level 1 scissors. So we're getting this little piston-like movement in the legs. And that reminder for level 1 is nothing else needs to help you. You don't need to scrunch your shoulders to do this. You don't need to tighten your jaw to do this. So everything else is lovely and soft. We can do this through the deep strength of our low tummy. So think about tightening the upper belt or zipping up your pants, pulling in those low tummy muscles to support the lift of the leg. And last one's there. We're going to take that as a bigger challenge into our around the world. So we're going to take one leg up to tabletop and pause there for me. We're going to take the other leg up to tabletop, hold, and one leg back down and the other leg back down. So call it like a line dancing. We're going to lift one leg and lift the other and lower and lower. And again lift and lower and keep that going. Nice light touch with the feet. Holding our body lovely and strong to the mat. So super glue yourself down. Using those tummy muscles to tighten across the front. Lovely control. Again, up and lower And this time we're going to freeze and hold at the top. Lift one, lift the other, and hold here for me. These legs are going to stay up in this starting position now. And we're going to tap one toe down towards the mat and then bring it all the way back up. Well done. Tap that other foot towards the mat and bring it back up. Continue switching sides. Shoulders are relaxed. Feeling that strength working into the deep low tummy. If you feel that low back is wanting to lift, always feel like you can pop your feet down, recess your back. Oh crap. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. And to finish this round, we're going to swish these legs past each other into our scissors. Tap, 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 tap. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, again, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, last one, in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, hold into a ball again. Well done. Give yourself a nice little breath and a rock and roll side to side. Well done. We're going to place those feet down. We're going to slide our legs and arms out long. Give yourself a nice wobble wobble. Breathing in. It's like doing a big morning stretch. From here, we're going to roll ourselves all the way up into sitting. So we're going to start by taking the arms towards the ceiling. Exhale and slide that rib cage down into your abdominals. Reaching forward if you can. You can use the mat beside you to give a booster if you need to as we come up. Reaching forward and having a lovely big stretch down through the back of the legs. So you paddle those knees, just trying to release that tension into the back of the legs. Well done. From here we're going to come down on our side. We're facing the front on our side and our legs are bent at a 45-degree angle. A good way to check in with our positioning here is if you peeked at your feet, they'd be in line with your hips and your shoulders, like you're stacked up against an imaginary wall. Wonderful work. In this position, we naturally have a scoop of our spine. So we want to straighten our spine out. So we're working our muscles like we would be in standing. So we want to slide that top hip down, and so we're stacking our headlights and we have a straighter spine. We often get a little gap under here, so we can kind of tuck our fingers under and have that waist-shaped gap on either side. Well done. So we're going to pull in our tummy muscles from here. We're going to hold this positioning. And we'll take our top leg nice and long and our top arm lovely and long. Feel the stretch and reach through the body here. See if you can make yourself longer than your mat. Reaching through the foot and long through the fingers. We're going to come up and tap our knee nice and high and take the reach out again. 3 more. Tap and away. Tap and away. Tap. We're just going to add a little something in. We're going to tap the knee, tap the inside foot and away. Tap the knee, tap the foot and away. Knee, foot. Once more. Knee, foot and away. This time staying nice and low, under the radar, tapping and long again. Nice and low, staying at that shoulder and hip height. Low and out. Low and out. Well done. Coming back into that starting position, so we've got our stacked knees. Well done. This time we're going to squish our feet together and I'm going to lift your knee up. We're going to lower the knee and lift the feet. Lower the feet, lift the knee. Lower the knee, lift the feet. So the feet are staying super glued together. See if we can keep a good firm hold between the base of the big toe right down to the heel. So they're well squished. Lift the feet. We'll lift the knee. Couple more. Feet. Knee. Once again for me. Feet. And we'll go knee. Well done. We're going to take that front arm forward, keeping the legs in that shape. We're going to slide them more up to that 90 degrees. So our knees are now in front of the hips. We're going to take that top arm to the ceiling. Give yourself a lovely big breath in. We're going to follow those fingers all the way to the back. So we're doing our arm openings. A good chance to get a lovely big stretch here. Stay here if this feels delicious to you, giving you a nice opening stretch to the shoulder and also a lovely mobility stretch into that mid-back. If you stay here, take a lovely big breath in again. Fill up the lungs, that stretches into the rib cage. As you exhale, seeing if you can find a little bit more rotation. Can you get your breastbone turned further towards the ceiling? You're welcome to come forward and back from this position. But if it feels lovely to stay open, you can keep working on that breath by breathing in and out. And seeing if you can find a little more movement through your breath. Breathing in, breathing out. One last one to this side. Well done. We're going to bring ourselves up. We're going to swivel our legs around to the other side. And we'll come back down side 2. Well done. Legs are bent, those heels are in line with the sitting bones and back of the shoulders. We push the top hip away, so our headlights are stacked and our spine straightens, and then we'll pull that lower tummy in to support us. We are long through the top limbs, so we want to reach longer than the length of your mat. Stretch and find some extra length into the top side of the body. We're going to come up and tap that knee up lovely and high. And stretch it back out again. Tapping up and away. Twice more. Up, away. Tap. Adding in the foot tap. So we start knee, inside foot, and away. Repeat that. Knee, foot, and long. Knee, foot, long. Give me one more. Knee, foot. Now under the radar, staying at that hip height, shoulder height, tap and reaching long. Slightly different muscles working here. I'm working our way around the glutes, in and long and in and long. Lovely job. Stacking ourselves back up into that starting position, squeezing your feet together. Base of big toe right back through to the heel, little squeeze. And we lift the front knee. We lower the knee. We lift both feet. So it's a little rock and tip. That's how it feels through these legs. My goal is that everything else stays the same. We want to try and keep our hips stacked. The distance from ribs to hip the same. And this is just a lower leg exercise. Getting a little bit of movement through the hip. Strength challenge through our tummies. And lift. Up. And we've got one last one. Knee and feet. And we're down. Well done. Coming into those side openings now. So we're going to bring our knees right up into that 90 degree. Resting onto the back of our shoulders so we can reach our top arm to the ceiling. Now breathe into those fingers, breathing in, Exhale as you follow those fingers all the way to the back, allowing yourself that lovely big rotation. Always interesting comparing side to side, because they're not always the same. Which is partly why we come to class, is to find that balance. Is it your shoulder that restricts you, or is it the hips? Is it the rib cage? So when you've got quite good mobility, you can kind of use a couple of other sneaky things. So just rest back and grab it. Hold me onto the neck. Use those legs against the floor. And you can be strong with the hands. So your shoulder has the floor. So what you're doing is find some rotation for the movement. You can always take that and straight forward. And look at the knees. Knees strong, so that's actually fine. I think that's natural. Using that hand there. Control rotation. So you can go there. Most of it's soft tissue type as the hands and feet. So just using your breath. Seeing how it feels. You're welcome to spit out because it feels quite delicious too. Just finding those levels of control. So yeah. Okay, curvates. Slightly different muscles are treated. Yeah. And breathing in and breathing out. Last one to this side. Last lovely big breath. And we're going to slowly bring ourselves back up onto all fours. We're going to tuck our toes under and do what's called the leg pull. So we're going to lower those shoulders so their shoulders are strengthening in the right spot. And all we're focused on is getting our knees 1 inch off the floor, and we're recruiting that low tummy to do the direct vertical lift. So use your exhale and just seeing if we can lift the knees 1 inch and lower. Well done. We'll stick to singles today. So exhale, lift and lower. Exhale, lift and lower. Give me one more here. Exhale, lift and lower. Well done. One last thing for the wrist here. We're going to lift up into that downward dog, or Pilates likes to call it an elephant, but we're going to take our feet a little wider. And we're going to push up with those hips, pressing back with your hands. Give your hips a little bit of a wriggle around at the top. So just give a little bit of a twist and a wriggle through those hips. And then we're going to lower those knees back down to the floor. Each time we come up, just doing something slightly different. This time, lifting up through the hips, lovely and tall. Push through those hands to see if we can get our hips a little higher. Sink down on one heel for me. So we're getting a lovely big stretch. You might not describe it as lovely, but it's a very much needed stretch into the back of the calf. Tall on the toes again, come down on the other heel. Well done. And we'll lower both knees down. This time as we come up, we're going to really kind of walk through those legs. So again, pushing ourselves up, got 2 to go. Pushing ourselves up nice and tall, lifting through the hips and just paddling through those heels. Press. Press, a little bit more dynamic, a little bit of side to side, press, 3, 2, and 1, and lower those knees down. We have one last one before we can relieve our wrists. We'll come onto elbows. We're ready. So we're going to press up again. Last one, up we press, lifting through the hips. This time I want to focus on getting your head between those arms, so pressing through the hands, lifting up through the hips, getting that belly button through. Keep pressing through those hands and then coming in to lower those knees down. Well done. Release those wrists by coming down onto our elbows. Once more with this lovely strong elbow triangle. We're going to keep our leg bent and we're going to push a leg up to the ceiling. And I'm going to tap that knee to the floor, and then it's going to come lamp post out to the side. Same leg keeps working, pressing up, lamp post to the side, and up, and to the side. Same side, up and down. Take it in circles. That encompasses both those movements. So we're going around, exploring that hip range of movement. Around. Once more in this direction, which means we are going to change directions and go 3 times the other way. Around. Scoop around. Strong through these triangle of elbows to hold our position. And survived first side. We've got 2 sides. We have to repeat again. We walk out in circles. So, keeping those straight lines to start with. Heel to the ceiling. Tap the floor with that knee and lamppost to the side. Tap, push the heel up. Tap to the side. 1 more of each of these. Tap to the ceiling. Tap to the side. It is circle time. Any direction, because we've got to do both. Around you go. Explore the range of that hip. Around we go. Once more this way. And then reverse it for me, team. Round we go. Last ones. Scoop around. And scoop around. And leg back in. And just sit back. If your hips and knees can handle this position, otherwise you can be a little higher here. But we're just melting down. Hands beside you. Just wriggle those fingers and relax and get the tension out of those. For the next couple of little breaths out, I want your shoulders to just melt over your knees. And take 1 slower breath in here for 5, breathing in. 2, 3, 4, 5, breathing out for 7, out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and just have lovely soft breaths. From here, we're going to use this position to roll ourselves to sitting and then roll ourselves all the way up into standing. So we're going to sit on our sitting bones, and we're going to stick our spine like a Lego tower, so block by block, back up on top, until we're in a tall sit. Releases our hands, place those in front, tuck your toes under, press back onto those feet, and we straighten the legs, tail down, stack the spine once again, block by block, by block, and we're up. Have a breath so you don't feel too dizzy. Right, we're going to bring ourselves back around. Done. Lovely and soft through the knees and legs. Well done. We're going to do our catch a balance, but we're going to start slow, and then we're going to go faster and see if we can do some big global movements and pull all of this lovely work together. We have our lovely train track alignment with our feet shoulder width apart. I want you to reach forward and sit back through the hips, as low as you feel comfortable. But here we play a little game of tug and war. So we're going to pull back through the hips until you feel the toes want to lift. And then reach forward until you feel the heels want to lift. And then reach back, and what this is doing is activating everything, you may notice, and forward. And we'll stay here on the toes and pause here for me. Pause for 4 seconds. Pulling in through the tummy, we're lovely and long through the spine. Now slowly take it up. Pushing through the feet. We come up lovely and tall. And we'll take those arms back for a good stretch as you lower the heels. So 1 more of those, lovely and slow. Sitting back through the hips. Reaching through the arms. Sitting back. And coming forward onto those toes. We pause again for 4. 3, hello legs, 2, 1, up we go, up, reaching 2, up, reach, and then let the body soften. Right, this time, fast twitch fibers, a little faster. We have to think, things don't automatically come on for us. We've learned over the years we have to override that and we have to think Pilates. So we're going to scoop up onto our toes, up, hold here. Now nothing's really working like it was before, so squeeze your bottom. Roll in your shoulders and use your tummy. Holding that balance. We're going to soften down. We're going to do that again. Ready? Scoop it up. Hold. Squeeze your bottom. Drop in your shoulders. Pull in your tummy. And soften down. I liken this to being on the edge of the curb. You've got to hold your balance. You have to save yourself. So squeeze your bottom. Pull in the shoulders. Use your tummy. We've got one to go. And scooping up. Hold it here. Hold. Glutes. Center. Shoulders. Keep the arms up. Just take the heels down. We're going to reverse what we did at the start of class with a scrunch of the wrists. A side wriggle of the ribs. And arms down the back. We're going to take our fingers onto shoulders and do our elbow circles. Alright, give me 2 more. Roll. And back. Round. And back, and let the arms hang. And little shoulder circles. Around and down. Roll and down. And round. And down. Up, cut by. Well done. Pretty good for your first class.